And we are back.
All right, we're back. Okay, that was a good break. Um, yeah, so just one or two sentences I wanted to say. When I was studying all my notes from my notebooks, I saw, especially in situations like that, how much Father gave us so much love. We were always doing training on MFT or CARP or something like that. We were always training. So when we were together, we really felt like family. You
Mm.
know, we could sit next to brothers and sisters. We could fish together. You know, we were very close. You know,
Yeah.
we received vertical love. We gave it horizontally so it was, sometimes I miss those days. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a special bond.
It was a special bond being together in front of Father.
Mm.
Yeah. So now I want to go to the matching because I need a little bit of time.
Okay.
So in Amos and I were matched May 1979. So what happened is in 78, Father was in Europe and he blessed 118 couples from enemy nations.
Mm.
And poor men and poor brothers and sisters, I can imagine, and I had some testimonies from some people how hard it was.
Mm.
How many people said no because they couldn't imagine someone from the enemy nation, right?
Mm.
And yeah. So anyway, he was also in Korea and in Japan. And then in what was that? November 12th, 1978, he came back from America, and I was in New Jersey, so I was living in a New Yorker at that time. I lived 3 years in a New Yorker on MFT, and we were called to meeting with Father. It was an everybody was there. It was a lot of people in the New Yorker in the Grand
Mm.
Ballroom. And Father said, "Okay, before we went there, I was 25 years old. I had heard about the matching and blessing that Father was doing, and everybody was talking about matching. And but you have to be 3 years in church, and I was going to be 3 years on Christmas Eve, so that was November.
Mm.
Um, so we had some lectures on matching and all this before we went, and we were told you could ask Father uh, if you want a black person, Oriental, Korean, white, whatever.
Mm.
And yeah, since I was 15 years old, I had black spirits in me. They came in me when I studied about slavery in America,
Mm.
and so I was looking at the world through the eyes of a black person. Like if I saw some photos of the church, the only thing I was thinking is how many black people in picture. Yeah. I mean, I
Mm.
had many, many experiences with these spirits that were with me until 2000 something. I mean, long time, long time.
Mm.
And I wanted to be, so if I had a choice, of course, I want to be married to a black man, of course. Plus, when I was 16, I wanted to be black because I was singing, and the black women, the way they sing is so deep, you know. And I wanted to be black so I can sing like them, you know. White people can't sing like that, you know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
But God made me white, so what to do, right? Anyway, so I wasn't sure, so I was asking God. So before we came into this speech, I was like screaming to God, like, tell me, like, tell me, like, am I going to be matched and with whom? And I was so intense. This is like the second most intense prayer in my life. The first was the first time I met him. I met
Mm.
Father, asking God how he felt about Father. And this one, I was asking for myself, what does he want me to do? And
Mm.
all of a sudden, there is Father talking, answering my prayer. And I was asking God, make him say through his words what you want me to do. And so I was really attentive, every word, right? So Father said, Father said, I'm very grateful to the American family for one thing. When I was in Korea, many American members were petitioning me to give them Korean brides. What about American women then? Where will they go? And he says, as American men are going towards Korean brides, American women should want to go towards black husbands. That doesn't mean I should insist on American women marrying black men, but in the sight of God, that would be a beautiful thing. When Father said, American women, white American, I was in American church and I was considered American. So American women should want to go towards black husband. The soul inside my body was shaking. Now, it never happened again in my life. The soul inside my body was shaking. I knew two things. My husband would be black. I knew I would be matched and blessed. My husband would be black, and God and Father had nothing to do with it. It was from God. It was so intense, I mean, really, like, so intense. Okay, so we were matched, so we had lectures, and it was Mother's Day weekend. So we had huge amount of flowers to sell. And I was doing very well. We had a flower stand. I was doing very well. And all of a sudden, we heard, you have to come back to the New Yorker because Father is wanting to match you all tomorrow morning. I mean, it's shock, like total shock, because we didn't know, we didn't expect. Yeah. So that night we had a lecture on matching blessing, and again, the lecture was about this. Instead of me being tortured, the sinless Messiah was tortured by Satan. Without being tortured, still we were given new life, sinless life, because he shed blood for me. That was this kind of workshop we had. So I started to cry. My ancestors were weeping through me. And I slept about an hour and a half. I was ironing all the brothers' shirts, And that was May 11, Friday. May 12, Saturday, 8 a.m., we went to the grand ballroom and we sang for 2 hours, 2.5 hours to 3 hours. We were all sitting there on the floor. We were 700 couples that were matched. So we were almost 2,000 again in that room. Yeah. And we sang and we prayed. And every time it was time to pray, I was just weeping and weeping. I mean, those 2 days, I just didn't stop crying. But it was not me crying. I just knew it was my ancestors. Like, they paid such a high price for me to be here at his feet, right? He was going to match me. He's going to liberate us from original sin, the whole lineage. And they were just weeping. I couldn't stop the tears, I didn't stop. Poor Amos, he saw me. I was just crying all the time, So Father asked, first of all, he asked, black people and white people who want to be matched together, come to the front. So he called us a love race, actually. And there was like about 50 black brothers and sisters and same amount of white. Some of the whites, Father asked, why you want to be matched with a black brother? And they said, okay, no, he didn't ask me because I knew God already planned it. So, and
So also the husbands wanted to be like matched with a white woman.
yeah,
Okay, so
I had written somewhere 30, I don't know where it is now, 30 brothers, black brothers, and 22 black sisters. Yeah. So, yeah. And he said, because black people, this is a quote that I have to find for another time, because black people suffered the most to create America with their sweat and their blood, he wants them to be matched and blessed first. Yeah. And then afterwards was the Oriental, and afterwards was the white and white. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, I have it here. So Father told any of you who wants to be matched with black husband or wife, be prepared to live in a more humble place and conditions. Because in America, black people in those days, there were not too many millionaires,
Yeah.
And so Amos just arrived. It was so amazing. He was in the back of the room. He didn't make it to the front because he was doing some errand for
No.
security or something, right? But security leader said, you have to go in there. Maybe Father will match you. So he's at the back. All of us are in the front. He's at the back. Father, point to him, like, eh, come. And then he points at me, come. It was so amazing.
He saw him.
Yes, he was at the back. He just came in. Yeah.
So Amos also wanted to have like a white wife, or was it just
Yes.
like they were like, yeah.
Yeah, Amos, yes, yeah. Because in his family, they're
Mm,
mixed. His,
okay.
his grandpa was white and Cherokee Indian
Hmm.
on his mother's side, right? So he was not black, his grandpa. So his
Mm,
family is quite mixed. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So he was open. Yeah. But Amos, yeah, anyway, he was open. Yeah. So father, father got him there. And so we, of course, we bow to father, and then we're supposed to go and talk about it. And we both said to each other, what is there to talk about? I mean, for me, it was clear, like, what is there to talk about? Yeah, I can ask his name, what you doing, where you from, but you don't ask, like, for me, it was so clear, like how you can ask, like, the second coming of Christ shows your match, like, what is there to talk about? You know what I'm saying? It was so clear for me. So we went out. We out of 200 and out of 709 couples, we were number seven. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So we had plenty of time because he matched people the whole day, right? So we
Mm,
went out. We went to the Empire State Building. Yeah,
mhm.
and yeah. Anyway, next day was Sunday, and next day was Holy Wine Ceremony, and it was three parts. That ceremony. First one is ceremony of transferring the love of God to sisters. So in the course of restoration, because of Eve, you know, was the one falling with Lucifer, then we are restored by Eve is making a, you know, women are making a relationship with Christ, and then they're bringing this love to the husband who was archangel and becomes Adam, right?
Mm,
That's the first gen, right? So Father, he asked the couples to come in front to look at each other, and we put our hands like that. The right hand was on top of the left hand for the sisters, and Father walked to every single sister and put his hand on our hand to transmit his love. And you cannot imagine how much I cried. I mean, it was like, shh. And again, my ancestors, I mean, yeah,
mm,
I mean, it was like that. So he definitely transferred his love into me and my lineage and my ancestors, right? Then we had the Holy Wine ceremony, the way we do it now. And then there was a proclamation of matching with true parents with their hands like that. Father was saying a prayer.
mm,
Yeah. And I had a very special experience afterwards. So we were both living in a New Yorker. My husband was an electrician with an electrical company and working in the New Yorker Manhattan Center like that. And later he went to work. Father created a new East Garden, his home, upstate New York, and my husband was working there. And I was in Cobb, so I mean, I was on MFT at that time, yeah. So we were living in New York, and we were going to fundraise in New Jersey,
mm,
yeah, by van, mostly van, yeah. So, but the week following the matching and holy wine ceremony, I was in a different world that I never experienced again, except maybe one time in Champion. I felt like I was floating, like I was flying, like I had no sin, no problem, no struggle, no. I just felt totally loved by God and true Father, right, by
mhm.
Christ, and I was in a different world. Like it was very, very amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh,
You were so light all of a sudden, like all the
yes,
weight was
yes.
gone.
He took everything. Yeah, it was like that. It was just like that. Yeah. So it was 3 years. until the blessing, and we had the blessing the 1st of July, 1982, in Madison Square Garden. And that was a beautiful ceremony of unity. It was like, look, it's like, how many people were in that blessing? 2,000 people around, because
Mm.
some people had been matched. This is 79. Some people had been matched in 81, and
Okay.
yeah, or 82 before. And it's like we knew so many people, and this is all your friends and your brothers and sisters, and they're all matched, and they're going to be blessed, and we're together. And it was a beautiful, like beautiful feeling, like everybody's so holy, and it was a heavenly atmosphere there, and just smiling at each other, and we were all happy, and there was so much joy around. Yeah. And of course, I felt personally, I think most of us really like complete dedication, like 100%. We're going to attend Christ on the earth, like, and this blessing is for him, right? I mean, yeah. When I was a teenager, I read something that hit me, and I always think about it. And this is, you heard of Saint-Exupéry, the one who wrote The Little
Mhm.
Prince?
Mhm.
He said, love is not looking at each other, but looking together in the same direction.
Mm.
And for me, it's like, wow, yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, of course you look at each other, but it's not the point. You don't, you look together in the same direction with God and true parents, and, your couple, you're together, but you're not stuck with each other, right? You look
Yeah,
together.
you have the same vision and
Yes.
purpose. Yeah.
And you work for it, and you work on it. And it's what you're trying to do. The Messiah is here, and you help him. Yeah.
Mm.
So it was a beautiful. The blessing was beautiful. Okay. So let's see what is next.
I also wanted to ask a bit more about this moment when like True Father touched your hand. Like, did you feel like the love coming, to you, or like how did it feel like exactly?
Well, I was already crying a lot for 2 days. When he touched,
Yes.
it was just like I was overwhelmed with his love, like
Mm.
so much love, and I just wept and wept and wept. And it was very quick, you had to go 700 couples, 700.
Yeah, of course.
He wasn't staying around too long, but still, like I cried and cried and cried because his love so
Mm.
intense, and it was God's love. You feel God is in the room, he's Christ, and he, like Mr. Sudo was saying, he suffered for you. I mean, for me, it's so intense, this stuff. I know he went to, like when I was a child, I knew Jesus died for me when I was a child, a little Catholic girl. I knew he died for me. My whole life when I was with Jesus, I felt only grateful because of that. And then I transferred this feeling and love and gratitude from Jesus to True Father. And he suffered for me, he was in Humnam for me. He's been, persecuted for me, and so I can meet God, so I can live with God, so I can be a different person, so I can be free, so I can have love, I mean, what he did for us, yeah. So yeah, such event like matching and blessing was really incredible. Like he's Christ, and he gives you your match. He gives you your match. This is Christ, just I can't even understand. It's like too much. It's like
Yeah.
Jesus matched you. Wow. You know, yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. And also I think like, this wedding with so many other couples, it's something like also like, people today cannot understand because they think in so individualistic term, they want it to be just about them. But really so many couples coming together and you feel like it's about God, like his joy,
Yeah.
and the blessing and everything. And yeah, it's just
And
so
you
much
had
more powerful. Yeah.
sure, and there was a lot of room in that Yankee State. Where was it? Madison Square Garden. There was a lot of room, and so there was families there. You know, the
Mm.
parents or the brothers and sisters of the match of the
Oh yeah.
people, and they were so happy and they were clapping and they were joyful, and it was, you know,
Mm.
yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah, it was really, really special, really special. Yeah.
Mm.
And later on, by departments or by, people had some reception or something. Amos and me, Amos had a cousin in New York, and we took her and her husband to a Korean restaurant, and she had the same birthday as me, not the same year, but the same day.
Oh wow.
So we have some, she's older than me. I'm maybe 8 years older or something. Yeah. So, but it was very special. And when we tried to pay, no, they paid, and we had beautiful Korean food. And so I have beautiful memories of that. And also something, I was very amazed by Amos, what he was thinking about, because it was in Manhattan. And
Mm.
on television, back in those days in 76, so much negativity against father. And so Amos was worried that somebody would come with some eggs, and destroy our beautiful dresses, right? So he bought me some plastic thing to put on top. That was so nice of him. I always feel like such care.
Yeah.
And we all, I was at UTS during the time of blessing at the seminary. So some sisters at the seminary who like sewing, they were sewing all our wedding dresses,
Oh wow.
with a veil. So all of us from UTS, it looked the same. Yeah, but who cares? I still have this wedding dress here.
Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was really, and we all drove together in buses and we all sang together. And yeah, like really, this is something that is not exactly there now, even
Mm.
in the church. But in the
Yeah.
workshop, it is in a way. In the workshop,
Mm.
summer, like last summer, we had some close, even though some people we don't know so much, but there was some closeness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, I wanted to say that. I want to talk about the court case a little bit. It started, I think, in 2000, in 1981. I'm not going too much into details, but how we were involved. When the court case started, we had a rally outside of the courthouse. I was part of the rally. We came from UTS for the rally.
Mm.
And yeah, we were singing there, and some people could make it into the room. It was packed.
Mm.
Yeah, I couldn't, but I was outside and we were praying for Father. We made many, many conditions for him. When we were at UTS, and it was the court case still when we were at UTS, 81, 82. And every Saturday we did all night vigil for Father.
Mhm.
We had a chapel at UTS. Oh, it was a beautiful experience. I always took 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 because it's the most difficult. And I always
Mm.
took that time. Nobody else was fighting with me to have that time.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because it's the time when you meet God, you're by yourself in
Um,
the chapel, right? Nobody else is there, just you and God. So it was beautiful experience, and praying and crying for Father. And yeah. And 1984, 85, when he was in Danbury prison, he mobilized American church. He sent people. So I want to show you, that will be the last thing for today, but I want to show it to you because I found it. This is original what I have.
Mm.
So he he asked, in the New Yorker hotel, there was a audiovisual department, huge stuff. He asked the brothers there to create videotapes. See these? Okay, are they? Yeah, these videotapes of Divine Principle, right?
Oh wow.
Okay, this is Divine Principle.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was for the ministers, and do you know how many tapes he created? How many sets? 100,000
Wow.
sets. They were in this box. Hold on. They had this box. Can you see? Oop.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, this box, right? And in the front is like that. And right. And in there was also the divine principle, the old way, it was an old
Mhm.
divine principle. I completely knew because I never used it. This is and Reverend Moon's message from prison.
Mhm.
And when Dr. King was in prison all the time, he was all the time, Martin Luther King, all the time he was sent to prison. And he wrote uh, his letters from prison. And Father had that too, right? And so Father asked brothers and sisters to go around America to find ministers. And my husband was sent out west. I forgot which state. Me, I was in Carp. So we went to all ministers. My area was black ministers, and we went with another brother who was black from Howard University, and we went to every black minister, many of them, you know, offering them. We went with those boxes and offering. Some of them were very angry. They think
Mm.
they think Reverend Moon's trying to buy them. Reverend Moon's trying to brainwash them. But some of them were very grateful, and they took them. And
Mm.
100,000 boxes went to American ministers. Yeah,
Wow.
but
Amazing. Mhm.
yeah, because Father only was thinking about the salvation of America. If America is saved and America is a Christian nation, the world will be saved.
Mm.
Yeah. So that is perfect place to stop because then I will start with next time I will do with UTS seminary
Mhm.
and
Okay.
all my experiences there right next to Father. I mean,
Okay. Okay, so we can stop here then
yeah,
for today. Thank you.
wow.